Hey there, welcome to another one of my podcast interviews. With me this time, I have Alex and Rachel, and they're going to introduce themselves.
Hi, so happy to be here. I'm Rachel King, and I am the team leader of the King team at Serhant, and I work with Alix Trachtman.
Hi, I'm Alix Trachtman. I work on Rachel King's team at Serhant, and I run her Manhattan and Brooklyn portfolios.
Yeah, and we do everything from New York City to Long Island to Hamptons to even Silicon Valley, California.
Excellent. Tell me how you got started in this. First, I have to say we're
Okay.
both Baruch alumni.
Yes,
So that's
so awesome.
cool.
Yes, so yeah, and just on that note, it was always my dream to be in New York City. So that's why I'm from New York. I'm a native New Yorker, born in the Upper East Side, grew up in Westchester, and I wanted to be in the city. And coming out of school, I wanted to work in finance. So my first job out of college was at Lehman Brothers, the investment bank, in fixed income derivatives, which is the product that pulled down the world in 2008. So then after that, I went to the trading floor of Barclays. I was in equities. And altogether, I was on Wall Street for 8 years. And it was an extremely volatile time. The market was crazy. And I was really fearful of my job security. And I went through like 12 rounds of layoffs.
How old were you at that time?
I was in my early 20s. And
That's a lot for someone. I mean,
Yeah.
you were working with older men.
it was like a total boys club. And it was just like really unhealthy from that sense. And then also the job security, and long term. And looking around at other women on the trading floor, no one was there. No women were on the trading floor at an older age. Like you got out once you got married, had kids, you left finance. They were done. So I kind of saw the writing on the wall for that, and so I got my real estate license as a backup plan in case I lost my job or I had to leave because it was just too difficult.
What made you do that, though? What made you
Because
think of real estate?
multiple people like throughout my life have always told me, "Have you ever thought about real estate? You would be so good at it."
I can tell by your personality that you would
Thanks.
be.
And I love just like brokering. It's really exciting for me.
course.
I've
Right.
I think I told you, like, I set up marriages. Like,
Yep.
I set people up. I love to like
Be a
make a deal.
matchmaker.
I
Whether
love
it's-
matching.
Whether it's a home to a buyer or it's
Exactly.
a wife and a husband, it's
So
great
I
to
am
know.
just like a matchmaker, and also I think like my superpower is that I'm very enthusiastic, and that's really important in real estate because you're just
Absolutely.
transferring that enthusiasm from one
course.
person to another. So I always like just was naturally. People thought I would be very good at it, and so I was like, you know what? Finally, my dad told me that, and I was like, okay, now that my dad said that, like, I'm gonna just do it as backup. And so I got my real estate license, and then no one would hire me. Nobody
Because
would
you
hire
didn't
me
have the experience?
because I had a full-time job on the trading floor, and people thought, okay, you're not gonna come full-time, I'm not gonna take you seriously, I'm not gonna invest in you, and I was turned down from everybody. And then
That had to be frustrating. And
Yeah. it was really, it was just kind of like annoying because I had so much work experience, real life experience, but
Right.
and no one would take me.
And
on.
here you were in an industry where, as a woman, you were not really looked upon as like being equal. And here you are going out to real estate. It's like, okay, you don't have enough experience, or so you felt like you could never like actually
Yeah.
get to where
Yeah.
you needed to be.
So then one of my friends was like, let me introduce you to Ryan Serhant, who at the time was not the Ryan Serhant we know today. He was very early on in his career. And he actually had a partner. He was working in a small office in Tribeca. He didn't even have Serhant team yet. I think he had just started the show.
What was the name of the show?
$1 Million Listing. But nobody knew the name yet. It didn't really like go viral. So I met with him, and he chased me down. He was like, "You're working for me," and I was like, "No, I'm not going to." I was like, I'm just gonna go back to my like Wall Street job. Like, no, it's okay. And he's like, "No, you're definitely gonna work with me." And I said, "I can't. Like, I have this like great job with benefits, and I can't come full time." And I said, "The only way I'll do it is if you let me go part time." And he said, "Well, fine, but you're not gonna make any money." And I'm like, "Just let me prove you wrong, okay?" So fast forward, he let me prove him wrong, and I'm forever indebted to him for that opportunity.
That's unbelievable. Wow.
Of opening that door when everyone else wouldn't hire me part time. So
How long did it take you to be part-time with him until you decided to just
To
become,
leave.
Yeah, full-time.
3 years. So my
Okay.
first year I made no money. I was leaving during lunch breaks. I was leaving
Oh,
after
you were
work.
hustling.
I was hustling. But my first showing, I sold on the spot. And Ryan was
Wow.
like, you have a gift. You have the
Wow.
gift. And I was like, no, it's just beginner's luck. And he's like, no, you really...
Was that the second year that you sold that?
No, that was my first
First year.
showing ever.
Oh,
That was
ever,
like the
ever,
first,
ever?
yeah.
Okay.
So that was like first showing ever on the spot. Okay. And I was like, oh my gosh, that was easy. Okay, this is great. So I kept going and I was like doing it on the side, doing nights and weekends. And then like fast forward 3 years later, it was getting nuts. Like Ryan's fame I had a seat on a rocket ship and he was getting more and more famous.
From the show.
Yeah, he was getting bigger and
Wow.
bigger. And for me, my clients were getting bigger and bigger. Suddenly I was going on lunch breaks showing Sarah Jessica Parker penthouses.
Wow.
And I was
Do
showing
you have her address? Just kidding.
and I was showing celebrities. I was doing multi-million-dollar deals, and I was making multiples of my trading floor salary. And at that point,
It was time to go.
they knew. And I do have a crazy story about when I left, which I don't know if we'll have time for, but if we do, I'm going to tell you that
Oh,
story.
you could tell it right now, of course.
Okay, it's totally nuts. So basically, my maiden name is Simons, and my nickname on the trading floor was Black Diamond Simons because I'm a skier, because that's something I like love to do. And so when I left Barclays, when I left Barclays, I gave them my notice, and they're like, sorry, you have like a contract for 30 days. You have to be here for 30 days. And I was like, oh, geez, like, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to stick around for 30 days. I thought I could just leave. So anyway, my boss at the time, he really kind of like, we really battled a little bit. And I don't know if we could tell this story on the air. But so.
Well, if you don't mention any names, I don't.
Okay. Can we? Okay.
Sure.
So basically what happened was there is a hedge fund, a real estate hedge fund called Black Diamond Capital, and they were at 594 Broadway, second floor. Our team's office at the time was also 594 Broadway, second floor. We were the office space right next door. So Barclays thought I was being a rogue trader for Black Diamond Capital. And so when I left, it was like this whole investigation that I was like doing rogue trading on the side for Black Diamond Capital. And I was like, no, that's just my nickname.
Right.
It's Black Diamond because I'm a skier.
Wow.
So I just left. It was like the craziest situation when I left. It was
Wow.
like a whole investigation. But I ended up just like being able to get out. And,
Without the 30 days.
no, because I said, you know what? I can't do this investigation. Just fire me. And they're like, well, you're going to lose all, the money that you're owed. And I'm like, that's okay. Let's just cut ties.
Right.
So that's how I started in real estate as Black Diamond Simons.
That's so funny.
And that was, yeah.
So fast forward, you're there how long now?
So when I really left full-time and I started full-time in real estate, I was 3 years into the business. So my first year I made no money. Second year I made a little bit of money. But by year 3, I was making money.
And how old were you?
I was like 28.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
unreal.
Yeah.
And as of right now, how long are you with the company?
10 years.
10 years.
10 years with Ryan, but we've been in 2 different companies. We started our own brokerage. So,
And then you moved to California.
yeah, so after I went full-time, I opened his Brooklyn office. I ran his Brooklyn team, and I bought my own apartment in Chelsea, and things were going really great. And then
Smart. You knew to invest back then.
yeah,
That was
well, I'm a
great.
big investor, so like working on Wall Street, like
Right.
that's what I love doing on the side.
Smart.
So and then
That's great for the young women out there to say
Yeah.
that you can start at a young age.
yes, you
Definitely.
definitely can, and you should. And right now you should, because the market's down. So buy the S&P, buy SPY. Okay. So so then I was single. I met my husband. I didn't know at the time, but I met my husband, and he has a completely different career path. He's in medicine, and he had this opportunity to go to Stanford University for his training. And
Wow.
I went with him, and I left everything. I walked away from the office, walked away from the team. I went to California. I didn't know one person in California, but I knew real estate. And when I got to Silicon Valley, I ended up working for the top team there. My first deal was $10 million.
Wow.
And yeah, and so then I worked
And how
there.
old were you then?
I was 34.
Unbelievable.
And then I was bi-coastal for 4 years doing California, New York. And then after that, I got married, had 2 kids in California. Pandemic hit, and I'm like, I gotta get back to New York.
So you quarantined in California?
Yes.
Or you okay, got it. With
Yeah.
the kids?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
But
That
we
had
had
to be
like
fun.
no family there. It was really hard. And then at that point, fast forward, Ryan, like I said, seat on a rocket ship. His career has blown up. He now has multiple books. He has a course. He's #1 broker in
Wow.
New York. He's #2 broker in the country. He now has his own brokerage. Like he was literally, he got so big, and when I came back, it was like a different person. You know, it was like a
Right.
different company. So we started our own company, and he said, what do you want to do now? And I said, I started over twice already. I did Manhattan, I did Brooklyn, I did Silicon Valley, and now after the pandemic, I wanted to raise my kids in the suburbs, and I said, let me open Long Island. So I brought Serhant to Long Island and hired a
you.
team, and Alix was my first teammate on the King team, and she's running my New York City business.
So she's the queen of the King team.
Yes, she's the queen of the King team. Yes,
So she started in the city, and she's still in the city.
she's still in the city.
So how did that transition happen with,
You wanna-
yeah, you tell us.
Yeah, so I actually wasn't looking for another job. I was working at another brokerage for 4.5 years, right out of college. And
Where'd you go to school?
Syracuse University,
Excellent. What'd you major in there?
marketing and sociology.
Okay. And you said the first place that you did real estate, you started out as on the marketing team.
Yes, so I got an internship in real estate for marketing for the firm and the agents there. My summer going into senior year of college, and I would shadow all of the agents and go with them to listings because then I was the one that was marketing the listings for them when they went live. And I decided, I kept going home every night, and I was like, you know what, I like marketing a lot, but what they're doing is really fun, and like
Good for
I like
you.
that a
That's
lot
great.
too.
That's awesome.
So I went back to school for senior year, got my license.
While you were in Syracuse?
Senior year, got my license
That's amazing.
and graduated and went with one of the brokers that I actually interned for at that company to a different company they were moving to, and I was with that company for 4.5 years, and it was amazing. And then I actually, about 10 months ago, I was approached by Ryan, who, said, I have an opportunity for
tell
you.
them how he got in touch with you.
So I got a text from a random number one night saying, like,
So cryptic.
hi, it's Ryan Serhant.
And obviously you knew who he was.
Yeah, I knew.
Everyone knows who he is.
I knew he was.
Yeah.
And he just said, hi, it's Ryan Serhant. I would love to meet you and to show you our new brokerage and give you a tour if you want to make an appointment to come down to our new brokerage in Soho. So, obviously I said, of course, I would love to. And how'd you hear of me and whatnot? So we went back and forth and got an email a little while later because he asked for my email address from his assistant. And once I saw the @serhant.com, I was
You
like,
knew
hey,
it was
this
legitimate.
is real. This
For
isn't
sure.
like someone,
Yeah.
That's funny.
And
Not being real estate catfished.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah. And I went to the office and I met with them, and it was amazing. And I voiced that I'm currently on a team, and I love being on a team and collaborating with other people, and just, everyone kind of helps out in their own way, and it's so great. So I kind of want to be on a team, and that was not their original idea for bringing me in. They kind of wanted me to be on my own and be independent. And
Does
once
that mean that you would have had your own team eventually? Like you would have been on your own and then they would have brought you in a team? Is that what the plan was?
if
Brought
you
in the
want,
team for you.
you could be an independent agent, and then you could start your own team, kind
okay,
of
got it.
how you were.
Yeah.
But I just knew I wanted to be on a team,
Right.
and I decided to just speak up and ask them if they had any opportunities team-wise, and
Good
that's
for
when
you.
they connected me with Rachel.
Yeah.
And this was 10 months ago.
Yes, this was 10 months ago, or I started 10 months ago, so a little over 10
It's
months.
really,
it happened
really
really
new.
quick.
So you were 25.
Yeah, when this all happened, I was 25.
I keep bringing up the age thing because I want people, especially women, girls out there, to know that it doesn't matter how old you are. It's it's never too young, and it's never too. You're never too young, and you're never too old.
It's so true.
For sure.
Yeah, there's no. I wish I started a lot when I was in college. I wish I did because it is definitely a business that you learn from experience.
Absolutely,
Totally.
like
And
everything
not,
else.
yeah.
So go ahead. So you started working with him, and then you became on the team with Rachel.
Yeah, so we had connected. He put us in touch, and he said, I have someone amazing for you. She's looking to start a team. I think you guys would be a great fit. I'm going to schedule a call for you guys. So we had a call, and Rachel was really only focusing on building his Long Island section of Serhant at the time. So at the end of the call, we said we'd stay in touch, but it really wasn't going to work out because I didn't really want to just travel out to Long Island. I wanted to be in Manhattan and Brooklyn, where a lot of my past clients for the last 4 years were. So we said we'd talk. A few months went by, and she called me during Christmas week and said that things changed, and she wanted someone to run her Manhattan and Brooklyn portfolio.
I had so much business for Manhattan and Brooklyn, and starting a new market, I realized I didn't have to walk away from the old market. We could continue with the old market. We just needed someone to work it with me, right? Who could be me when I'm not there. So it was really a perfect fit. Yeah.
What a great compliment that is to you, knowing that she was comfortable enough to say, okay, I'm going to stay in Long Island, you handle the city, Brooklyn, areas, and that she's comfortable with that.
Been killing it.
I see the listings, I know. And she even sold your apartment
She
in the
sold
city.
my apartment in Chelsea.
That's great.
Yeah. And she'll sell yours too.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So, what do you ladies do when you're not doing realty?
For me, I still love markets. I love finance. I'm Series 7 and 63 licensed, so I love investing. I love trading on my own.
Do you do that for yourself or for other people too, or mostly for yourself? Okay.
For me. And then what I really want to get into is house flipping. I haven't done it yet.
Oh, that's great.
I want to get started. But I have my hands full with my kids. I've got a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old.
What boys, girls?
Boys, 2
Both
boys.
boys.
Yeah.
What are their names?
Ethan and Atlas.
Oh, Atlas?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
cute.
nice.
Yeah.
So cute. And how do they get along well? The 3-year-olds?
They love each other / want to smother each other, and so you just gotta they play fight a lot. So you just
The 1-year-old too, he goes back.
Oh yeah,
at
he
him?
goes after him.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
They're
great.
so cute though. It's fun.
It goes fast.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
And what about you? What do you do when you're not working?
I love to hang out with family and friends. I also studied marketing at school, which obviously I thought I was going to have a career in at first, which real estate, obviously, marketing comes hand in hand with. So I do a lot of marketing on the side and social media for real estate.
Excellent.
Yeah.
For your own real estate?
For us, for the team, I started
She runs our
a team account. Yeah.
So where before you were mostly marketing, a little bit realtor, now you're mostly realtor and a little bit marketing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Switch.
It's
Definitely.
good because she's really she really pays attention to the details, which is really important.
Well, now she knows it from the insides out,
Exactly.
from both perspectives,
Yeah.
which is great. Good for both of you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for you guys coming.
Of course. Thanks for having
Is there any
us.
advice that you would give to women out there, in general? Is there anything, whether it's realtor, or not?
Yeah, I think that in this, listen, we work with all types of people, and I think as women, we're often in positions where people are trying to either intentionally or unintentionally intimidating us, and I think that it's important to just be nice.
Absolutely.
And just be nice back and just have fun. And just
Great
because
advice.
someone is being really difficult with you doesn't mean you need to level up and be difficult back.
Right.
We can still maintain that, that really warm side of us and be strong and without being bossy and without being
You can be a leader without being bossy.
Exactly.
And
100%.
that's something that many people out there.
And you have a right to be there. And you have a right to be where you are. And don't let anyone take that from you.
Or tell you otherwise.
Exactly.
Good for you.
Yeah.
What about you, Alix?
I think the one piece of advice I would give, real estate related or obviously, worldly, that you should always follow your passion and do something you're passionate about. I think if you're doing something that you love and you actually care about it and you're really interested in it, then everything else will just connect and fall into place. Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely.
This was great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Thank
ladies.
you.
Of course.
So
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, and we will see you again soon.